EK Komst, good evening, brother. Welcome to the show again. How are you?
Good, man. What's up? How you been?
Thanks for doing this again. I really appreciate it. One of my favorites on the hardcore scene.
Thank you.
Coming at us from LA. So I would like to start off the interview kicking off with some things that were left off on our first meeting. And
Okay.
is it true that as a teenager you met the legendary Michael Schnapp?
Yes, it was probably one of the earlier people I met earlier on in moving to New York City when I was 17. Like everybody knew him in hardcore, heavy metal, what have you, and he's just the nicest guy, man. I really looked up to him. He had some really cool stuff to say too, like for advice, you know what I mean? Good guy.
Okay, and I remember that you told me you were studying theater and you were into acting. And what can you tell me about this 8-week study scene you did with Josh Byton?
Yeah, Josh Baton. He's an old New York hardcore buddy's brother, a little brother of mine. My old Mike Baton was in Super Touch and in Token Entry, bass player. His brother happens to be an amazing actor and teacher as well. So I did an 8-week scene study course, liked it a lot, so much that I decided to embark on a 2-year. It's called the Meisner actor training. It's like some specific kind of training. So I'm already done. I'll be done with that first year in another like 3 weeks. And then we'll have a winter break, and then I'll start the second year. So it's crazy. It's been such a challenge, Eric. It's like, whoa. It's really heavy stuff, man. It's not music, that's for damn sure.
What can you tell me about meeting Sugarfoot Moffat? Is he that cool?
He is really cool. It was fun. I went to that place. It's right down the road from me. It's like 8 minutes away. It's called Reset Studios in Santa Ana. And I was like, just to rent a drum room, just to practice by myself, because my garage, I really couldn't do that. I mean, maybe I could. I didn't want to do it on permission though. So all of a sudden, I meet the guy. I walk in, and the guy's like, "Hey, so Warzone, huh?" And I'm like, I was all creeped out. I guess the guy who owns the place like looked me up and all shit. He's like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was like 30 years ago." But I was explaining to him about hardcore and how all that works and stuff. He was interested. He was born the year I left Sick all, so he's like literally 30 years old. Really nice guy. This guy Hunter. I'll just plug him. Reset Studios. I go see him. He's a good guy. And yeah. I mean, I just was like, he's like, yeah, this guy in the wall. I was like, is that homeboy that used to play with Madonna? He's like, yeah, he practices here, and so and so. You guys should meet, because he has these dream cymbals too. He's trying out that you're endorsed by, and it's like, okay. So I just happened to run into him, and we introduced us, and I was like, let me get a picture, man. I got to do that. Nice guy, really nice guy, man. He's still got it going on. He's like, I don't know, like 68 or maybe older, and he's still in there practicing, doing his thing, like doing session work and shit like that. Super nice guy. Lives right over there in Costa Mesa, I think. Pretty close.
And you have an endorsement with Dream Cymbals yourself, right?
I do, yeah. They're based in Canada, and they make cymbals and gongs. It's actually called Dream Cymbal and Gong Company, if I remember correctly. I swear to God, they sound amazing. They sound a bit like as comparable to any Zildjians I've ever had. And they're really nice guys too. Endorsements don't really happen that much like that anymore, so that's pretty nice of them. So I'm grateful that I have that. Now I got to do everything else: drumsticks, drum sets, all that shit. We'll see.
What you've been listening on lately?
Oh man, actually, it's strange that you say that. A lot of like the real like heavy mid to late 80s New York like hardcore street hip hop, like the old Big Daddy Kane, like the early EPMD, like the old just even before like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, even pre that, like all Stetsasonic and Stereo MCs. I don't know, just really cool different stuff, man. I was like, I don't know why it's coming on my scramble, my shuffle, and I was like, I love that, I miss this. And then on the flip side of that, like 80s corny pop, like ABBA, like English, like corny, like I'm a sucker for a good pop song,
So you are telling me you are playing with the bass player from Texas Is the Reason, right?
Yeah, his name's Scott Weingart. He's out here too. He's from Long Island. He's a New York hardcore guy. They were one of the really cool, one of the bigger bands from New York in the 90s that just it all never really came to fruition because of whatever reason. So he's a really good bass player and a nice guy. And we talked back and forth for several months, and then we had lunch, me, him, and this other guy, and then we decided we get along really good. Let's try to play music together. And now we're like 6 weeks in. It's pretty cool. It's pretty heavy. It's not hardcore, but it's real heavy. It's definitely might do well, because I think we're all veterans and kind of been there, seen it, done it. We're all like 50, so it'll come off good on stage. I think like heavy, you know what I mean? Especially for LA, it's like, maybe get another guitar, so it'll be 2 guitars, bass, drums, so it'll be full. Maybe Orlando from Still Suit, he's out here too. I talked to him for a little while, but he's just been here 6 months, so we'll see.
We're getting into a segment of the show called Short Answers and even shorter questions. Favorite rapper?
Q-Tip.
Favorite sports team?
Boston Red Sox.
Favorite band to see live?
Bad Brains.
Best musician you've ever seen on stage?
Jeff Buckley.
Favorite basketball player?
Larry Bird.
Favorite record?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh. It's like just any genre, like whatever, just favorite like record, whatever.
Your all-time favorite?
That's really good. I'd have to say one of them is definitely Siamese Dreams from beginning to end. Every song is amazing. And you know what's really weird? 52nd Street by Billy Joel. I don't know why, but I listened to that record every single day when I was 9 years old. Now I listen to it, I'm like, this is okay. But when I was 9, I loved it.
The last one is favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. You know what? I have to say Madonna.
Okay.
She killed it. I want to say maybe 8 to 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, I was like, woof. Blew, like, segued all the songs and shit. It was really, really, she was older and still killing it.
We're pretty much done. I would like you to address the audience, the Spanish audience. Everyone loves you, man. So pull the plug on whatever you want to say. This is your platform now.
I want to say something about playing music. Like, if you started playing music and then for some strange reason down the road stopped playing music, I'm just realizing it's one of those things where it's my calling. I mean, I tried other things in life, like other careers, the EMT thing and other things of that sort, but when it comes to like what I'm supposed to be doing, anything in the life acumen regard, it's music. I'm like, wow, like I look forward to going to practice again. I mean, it maybe took 20 years off to actually feel this way, but it's good that if it's your calling, it's your calling. Just don't deny that calling. If you hear that you're supposed to play music, or even if it's a fun, if it's professional or hobby, whatever, just do it. Just do it. It's the best form of. Now I'm learning that through the acting school. Like, it's making my music better. My music's making my acting better. They're kind of just like both like doing that, whatever that means. So if that's any kind of insight, do that.